And a very pleasant good evening, and welcome to Dakota State University and the live stream of tonight's Frontier Conference volleyball match between the home Dakota State University Trojans and the visiting Bismarck College Mystics. This is a Frontier Conference match. We are on the Dakota State University campus in Madison, South Dakota, and here at the Fieldhouse. My name is Tom Farrell, and it is certainly a pleasure to have you join us this Friday evening for the live stream of this Frontier Conference volleyball match. Bismarck State is in its first year of membership in the NAIA and the Frontier Conference this season. On the season, the Mystics are 3 wins and 13 losses, and in the conference, they just recently picked up their first conference win, so their record there sits at 1 win and 10 losses. The Mystics fell short to NC2A Division II Minot State in a 5-set thriller on September 30th, followed by a 3-0 setback to number 24 ranked Carroll out of Montana. Bismarck State College notched their first conference victory this season by defeating Rocky Mountain in 4 sets on October 4th. These two teams met. We're now in the second half of this round-robin, home-on-home in the Frontier Conference. And Dakota State went up to Bismarck and won that match by scores of 25-16. Lost the second match 32-34, and then came back and won the next 2 sets by 25-18 and 25-12 scores. Dakota State on the season currently sits with 11 wins and 6 losses and are 7-5 in the Frontier Conference. The Trojans are coming off a very exciting and tough match here at the Fieldhouse on Wednesday night against the Bellevue Bruins. Bellevue currently ranked number 8 nationally, number 2 in the conference. The Trojans lost to the Bruins in a 5-set thriller. We'll talk a little more about that later in the match. If we take a look at the current national rankings in NAIA volleyball, within our 12 teams of the Frontier Conference, we have 5 of the 12 that are either receiving votes or actually ranked. Number 3 ranked in the nation, leading our Frontier Conference, is the University of Providence out of Great Falls. Number 8 nationwide, as we've talked about, is Bellevue University out of the Omaha area. And number 24 is Carroll College out of Helena, Montana. Dakota State and Montana Tech out of Butte, Montana are also receiving votes. We had a special thing happen last week, and that is Lauren Cloth, a freshman middle hitter from Brandon, South Dakota, was chosen as the attacker of the week for the Frontier Conference. She committed just 1 attack error in 35 swings, collecting 25 total kills for the week as Dakota State won a pair of home matches last weekend. She had an impressive 4.2 kills per set and hit an outstanding .686%. She did also, in addition to that, collect 9 blocks during the week, which equates to 1.5 blocks per set. Lauren had 14 kills and hit her season best .786 in the match against Valley City State. She followed up with a season 14 kills and .619 in the Trojans' 3-0 victory over Mayville State. This is Lauren's first career Irk Hotels Frontier Conference Player of the Week. Congratulations, Lauren. Keep those kills coming. So let's take a look at the Mystics and their schedule. They started out the season at a tournament down in North Sioux City, and that's been a very common a place for our Frontier Conference teams to play. They lost to William Penn of Iowa. They lost lost to Briar Cliff of Iowa, but they did beat Spartanburg Methodist College, and they did beat Bethany out of Kansas. As they got into the conference season, they had losses against Dickinson, Bellevue, Dakota State, as we talked about, and we'll get more on that a little bit later. Then a loss to Montana Tech, Montana Western, Providence, Montana State University Northern, Valley City, Mayville State, Minot State, Carroll, and then their last time out, 4th of October, they did defeat Rocky Mountain in a match that was held in Bismarck, and they won that 3-1. If we take a look back at that first match between Dakota State and Bismarck State, what we can see is DSU leaders for that. Haley Brufat had 17 kills, Macy Watton 13, and Tristan Morris 12. For the Mystics, it was Deschamps, Reese Deschamps with 13, and Chelsea Chrome with 10 kills. Aces, Danica Witzel and Kate Van Roeren each had 2 for Dakota State. Kate Zimmer had 2 for the Mystics. If we take a look at assists, Maddie Langrock came in with 46 assists. Kate Zimmer had 23 for Bismarck, and Delaney Deschamps, had for her sets 14. If we take a look at digs, Kate Van Royen led the Trojans with 19. Sister Reagan had 11. If we take a look over on the Mystic side, Piper Harris had 22 in there. Looking again at conference standings tonight, leading the conference at 12 wins, 0 losses is Providence College. They're also not only leading the conference, but they're ranked number 3 in the NAIA poll. In second place at 10-2 is Bellevue. In third place, ranked 24th, is Carroll College, and they're at 7-4 in the conference. Bellevue is ranked number 8 nationwide. Then as we go into fourth place, the Trojans at 7-5 and Montana Tech at 7-5. The two other teams out of the Frontier Conference that are receiving NAIA poll votes are tied for fourth place. And then as we go down, next is Montana Western with 6-6. Dickinson State at 5-6. Valley City 4-7. Mayville State 3-8. Our Bismarck State Mystics are 1-10, and Rocky Mountain still is looking for their first win. We're going to have a little special recognition before we get started with the game, and that will be recognizing Sydney Schell for the record in which she has set. Let's step aside now, and we'll be back in 1 minute to take a look at the DSU season. Back in 1 minute.
At Dakota State University, we are rising by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison, South Dakota. This isn't science fiction. It's Dakota State University.
Before we took our break about the Mystics season record, let's take a look at Dakota State. As we said, they're entering tonight's match with 11 wins, 6 losses, and 7-5 as they go into the conference. They were at that same tournament that Bismarck State was, and Dakota State recorded 3-0 wins in all 4 of their matches, defeating Missouri Valley, William Penn, Doane, and Bethany. Then Dakota State had their first home match, and that was against arch rival, former SDIC opponent, Dakota Wesleyan. That one went 5 sets, and Dakota Wesleyan did manage to sneak away with a victory in that one. Then entering into the conference play, Dakota State went out and played Dickinson. They lost that one 2-3. They did win against Bismarck 3-1. Then they ran into Bellevue and lost that one 3-0. They avenged that going to 5 sets last night. Then they came home and had a win against Carroll, a win against Rocky Mountain, a win against Montana Western, a win against Montana Tech, and then they went out west last weekend, or end of September, and they lost to MSU, Montana State University, Northern, and lost to Providence while they were out there. Then on last home sets of matches, they had a match with Valley City last weekend, which they won 3-0, and then came back and won against Mayville with a 3-0 set win. And then that tough match last Wednesday night against Bellevue that the Trojans lost 2-3. Dakota State welcomes all student athletes, officials, and spectators to tonight's contest. As a member of the NAIA and of the Frontier Conference, we are committed to the true spirit of competition and being champions of character demonstrated through 5 core values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We are asking that everyone in attendance today abide by these values and that they create a positive environment in which our student athletes may compete, our officials may work, and the spectator may enjoy. The Frontier Conference would like to thank the following corporate partners for their continued financial support: BSN Sports and Nike, Cooper Tire and Tire-Rama, the D.A. Davidson Companies, Irk Hotels, First Interstate Bank, Billings Clinic and Logan Health, McDonald's of Great Falls, Northwestern Energy, Pepsi and Harrington Bottling Company, Snap Mobile, Winwan Technologies, and the Montana Army National Guard. On Common is calling. Don't forget to download that Frontier Conference app in partnership with Snap Mobile. The app is free to download. Just search for FC Sports in the App Store on Apple or Google Play for Android. And once again, we want to thank you for joining us for this evening's Frontier Conference volleyball match. Talking about apps, Dakota State has an app called Go Trojans, and would encourage you to go out and download that as a way to keep in touch with DSU athletics and where we are at. So taking a look at some conference stat leaders for Dakota State and things, and some team statistics. Points average per set. First is obviously maybe our conference leader, Providence. They're at 18.10, but DSU sits at 17.54. Hitting percentages, Bellevue, the opponent on Wednesday night for the Trojans, sits at .286, and DSU is at .232. Kills per set, Dakota State at 14.76. Providence comes in at 13.76. Some individual statistics. Sophie Tuttle of DSU leads the Frontier Conference in kills per set, and she has 3.50 kills per set. Second in the conference is Eve Fountain of Bellevue University, our opponents the other night, and Eve has at 3.26 kills per set. Assists, number one, Maddie Langrock with 11.05, and Bello Thompson out of Providence at 10.93. If we take a look at some of the statistics for the Trojans in their Bellevue match, Sophie Tuttle had a career-high number of kills in that match with 21, hitting .222%, and also added 8 digs. Tristan Morris had 14 kills and hit at an amazing .364% and had 3 blocks. Macy Watton, 12 kills, 3 blocks, and 5 digs. Haley Brufot, 9 kills and 4 digs, and an amazing 49 assists for Maddie Langrock, who also added 13 digs. Kate Van Roeren had 13 digs and 2 service aces. Dakota State ended up with 65 kills, hitting a .207 percentage, 74 digs, 6 service aces, and 6 blocks. So a good outing for the Dakota State University Trojans against number 8 ranked and number 2 in the conference, Bellevue Bruins, but was not able to come away with the win. Those scores again in that Wednesday night match, DSU won the first set 26-24. Then the next 2 sets went to Bellevue, 27-25 and 25-21. Dakota State came back in that set number 4, won that one 25-21. And then in that 5th and deciding set, it was all Bellevue as they won that one 15-5. As we take a look around the conference, of course, we play many matches. Almost everybody plays on the weekends unless there's some type of an anomaly. Bismarck is here at Dakota State. Mayville is playing at Montana Western. Rocky Mountain is playing in Providence. Dickinson State is taking on Bellevue, and that's down in Bellevue. And Dickinson will come back here tomorrow at 1 p.m. to play the Trojans. And Carroll College is at Montana State University Northern, and Valley City goes to Montana Tech. Tomorrow it's Valley City at Montana Western. Bismarck State goes down and plays Bellevue. Dickinson comes up here and plays Dakota State. Mayville State goes and plays at Montana Tech. Carroll and Providence play in Great Falls. And Rocky Mountain plays Montana State University Northern up in Havre, Montana. Taking a look real quickly at the Frontier Football Conference, Montana Tech is at Montana State University Northern up in Havre. Mayville and Valley City are playing in Mayville. Dakota State, after their trip out to Montana Tech last week, made another little shorter trip as they went and are playing in Dickinson tomorrow. Carroll plays Montana Western, and then Arizona Christian plays Eastern Montana, and then Southern Oregon plays at Simpson. So those are the conference matches and games coming around in here. We're going to have special recognition, is my understanding, so we're going to wait just a minute here to see for the clock to go down. Once again, you're listening on the live stream from Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota. We're on the DSU campus in the Fieldhouse. And
good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this Friday night matchup between the Bismarck State Mystics and your Dakota State.
And then here we go with our special recognition.
At this time,
the Dakota State University Athletics is going to welcome Sydney Shell back on the campus, and they're going to present her with her as an all-time kill leader in the volleyball program. That is Sydney walking out on the court with Coach Amy Wienhoff there. Shell accumulated a career total 1,498 kills, surpassing the previous record that was held by Carly Roselle with 1,481 kills. Shell was one of 3 Trojan athletes, along with Roselle and Madeline Groff, that were named to the North Star Athletic Association All-Conference team 4 times. She was also named to the American Volleyball Coaches Association and the NAIA All-American Honorable Mention for 3 consecutive years, 2022, 2023, and 24. Shell was an integral member of the Trojan volleyball team that advanced to the NSAA championships. That's the North Star Athletic Association in 24, and qualified for the NAIA National Tournament opening round twice. Shell also holds the 5th most number of digs. So now we're going to pause as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And that was our national anthem. We'll go next to the starting lineups, and we'll do those first for the visitors out of Bismarck, North Dakota, the Mystics. Their first starter is number 3, Delaney Deschamps. Next is number 7, and that is Summer Thomas. Next is number 9, and that is Paige McAllister. Number 10 is McKenna Brendel. Number 12 is Reese Dukeshire, and number 16 is Chelsea Crum. The head coach is Kyle Keither. Her assistants are Valerie Lassou and Maddie Cooper. So those are your starters for the Mystics out of Bismarck State. We have the hype video going right now for Dakota State, and we'll start with them. Their starting setter is number 4, Maddie Langrock. She's a 5'6" senior out of Ballatin, Minnesota. Next, we have number 7, Sydney Watton. She is a freshman, 5'7", out of Rapid City. Next, we go to number 9, Macy Watton. She's a junior, 5'9", out of Rapid City. And then next is number 13, which is Sophie Tuttle. She's a sophomore out of North Sioux City. And then at number 18 is Lauren Close. She is a freshman out of Brandon, South Dakota. The libero for Dakota State is number 3, Reagan Van Royen.
From Rapid City, South Dakota, number 9.
And the libero for the Mystics, I do not see right now. I can't see the number on her. So for the Trojans, their head coach is Amy Veenhoff. She is in her 17th season here at Dakota State. Her assistant coaches are Alina Harkins and graduate assistant Ashley Hill.
Play some volleyball.
Our officials for today, the first official is Gene Ellis, and the down official is Mick Stokes. Our line judges are Haley Watton and Zach Vogel. The rest of the coaching staff for the Trojans, head athletic assistant trainer Carter Tift, head strength coach Mac Oots, and assisted by Sarah Wilski. So, Frontier Conference volleyball action live from the Dakota State University Fieldhouse. My name is Tom Farrell, and it is my pleasure to be able to bring to you tonight this Frontier Conference volleyball action. The libero for the Mystics is number 13, Harris Piper. Harris is a sophomore, and she comes to us out of Bismarck, North Dakota. Coach Keither giving some last-minute instructions, and we're waiting again for Piper Harris to come on to the court for the Mystics because the lineups have been checked. And we're about ready to begin this first set. We play 3 out of 5 sets, going to 25 for the first 4 sets. And if we need a 5th set, it only goes to 15. So Dakota State has the first serve, and back with the serve is Sydney Watton. Set to the left side, taken over. Nice job by Delaney Deschamps. And the Mystics pick up the first point of this first set, leading 0-1. And back with the serve is Brooklyn Sand. Brooklyn is out of Bismarck. And serve well handled by Dakota State, taken over eventually in there by Macy Watton. Quickly brought over. Tip up and over. Nice job in there. And that bringing the tip down is Sophie Tuttle, picking up another kill and maintaining that lead in where she's at for kills across the program. 1-1 is the score, and we have a service ace, and that service ace was scored by Macy Watton, so the Trojans take their first lead of this set, 2-1, and Macy back at the service line. She delivers it deep, passed up in there by Harris, left-hand side, and that was 4 hits as that hit by the left front of the Mystics goes into the ribbon, comes back down, and so 3 for Dakota State, 1 for the Mystics out of Bismarck State College. Watton's next serve comes across, set to the right side, double block, nice block in there again. That's Cloth and Tuttle picking up the block. More importantly, the block gives the Trojans their 4th point in set number 1. Macy staying at the service line. Watton's serve is across, nice pass up. The Mystics try the left side, taken over in there by Duke Shear. Up again. This time they go to the middle. Tapped over, and a nice set and a kill in there for the Mystics. And picking up that kill is Chelsea Chrome. And she rotates back also for the serve. So it's a 4-2 Dakota State advantage, and service error gives the point to the Trojans, so it's 5-2. And back at the service line is the lefty setter, Maddie Langrock, the senior out of Ballatin, Minnesota. Gets the signal from the first referee. Delivers a deep serve, handled well by the Mystics. They try the right side, all up. Van Roren brings it up, and from the left side, the right side coming down. Nice kill in there by the Trojans. And picking that up was Tristan Morris. So we are 6-2, Dakota State advantage. Next serve by Langrock, well passed up. Set to the outside, and picking up the kill again is Reese Dukeshire, and giving the Mystics their third point. So 6-3, set number one. And back serving now is Hannah Thiel. Thiel's serve comes across, brought up by Van Roren, set by Langrock, taken over, well played. It's going to be 4 hits, and that was Sophie Tuttle with the well-placed hit. So 7-3 advantage. Substitutions, the end to serve for the Trojans is the freshman Danica Witzel, and coming across to play in the front row is going to be point and down. Nice hit out of the middle there. And that was Kylie Hobner with the kill. So 7-4 is our score. That was Bruflat who came in for the Trojans. Nice hit on that right side in there by Morris. Tap over by the Mystics. In the middle, Cloth takes it over, but blocked well by Bismarck State. They come to the back set. Van Roren brings it up, right in there. And again, great defensive blocks. However, Haley Bruflat takes it through the double block set up on the Mystics' right side to give the Trojans 8. While the Mystics out of Bismarck State have 4, and back serving now for Dakota State is Kate Van Roren. Her serve comes across, back set, taken deep, nice hit in there by Summer Thomas for the Mystics. They pop it up, they go to the left side, and that's Brendel, played by Dakota State, taken over in there by Bruflat. Long rally going here, set into Langrock, and coming down out of the middle. Macy Wathen ends the long rally and picks up the the ninth set point for Dakota State, fourth set point for the Mystics. Soft serve in there by Van Roren. Nice angled shot in there across by Brendel. And the Mystics called it out, but it was in. A kill for Haley Bruflat. That's her second kill already in this first set. So the Trojans up set number one with a 10-4 score. Kate Van Roren, soft serve. Oh, well played, however, by the Mystics. Set, tapped, kept in play nicely at the net by the Mystics. Ball up, set, middle, hit, taken over by Watton. Left side hit, and skying it, she got too far under it, was McKenna Brendel, and that's the 11th point for the Trojans. And with that, the Mystics want to take a timeout, so we also will step aside for our timeout. We'll step aside for 1 minute, so back in 1 minute.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
Campus and the Fieldhouse in Madison, South Dakota. Coach for Kyle Keither took a timeout for the Mystics. Our score is 11-4. We are in set number 1. Dakota State leading and having the serve. And number 2 back at the service line is Kate Van Roren. Kate is a junior out of Dakota Dunes, Dakota Valley High School down there, and signal is ready, and from the referee, we're ready to roll. So Kate takes her approach, delivers a serve deep into the backcourt, and eventually freed over in there by Harris. Blocked at the middle, great job in there by Thomas for the Mystics, and up and down on a block, Missy Watton. So it is 12-4. Timeout did nothing to change the momentum, at least. Kate Van Roren still back at the service line. Kate served, delivered deep, well played, however, by the Mystics. And double block, a great hit by McKenna Brindle, but there to take advantage of the block was Haley Bruflat and Tristan Morris. So it's 13-4 is our score in set number 1. Next serve by Van Roren is a very soft serve. Well played. Oh, we're going to have a net violation on the Mystics. So that's 14-4, 10-point advantage for Dakota State in this first set. And Kate Van Roren is back again at the service line. Soft serve, well played. Back right side attack, taken over in there by Deidre Wood for the Mystics, and left side kill. It was time for Haley Bruflat. She picks up her 3rd kill in set number 1. 15-4. Dakota State up. And signal for serve. Comes, serve is ready. She makes her approach. It's another soft serve. Well handled, set in there by Thiel. And hit out of bounds by Emerson Carfell. So 16-4. Nice job of serving in here by Kate Van Roren as she rotated around. Right-handed server, delivers this one deep, brought up, set by Thiel. Out of the backcourt, and picking up the kill is Reese Dukeshire, and that's her 2nd kill of the set and the match. So 16 for the Dakota State Trojans, 5 for the Mystics out of Bismarck State, and back serving Piper Harris, a libero. Left-hand set, nicely double blocked by the Mystics there. Their middle and left front got it. And just a tap over, but great save in there by Langrock. A little bit of a tap-tap by both teams. And eventually the tap-tap goes to McKenna Brindle as she finds the open area behind the double block to pick up the 6 points for the Mystics out of Bismarck State. So again, Piper Harris with the serve, set to the middle, and no doubt about that one. Macy Watton picks up her 3rd kill of this set, and so it is 17-6 right now, and back serving is Reagan Van Roren. She's a defensive specialist. She delivers a serve. It comes across, set on the backside by Thiel. Well covered in there by Kate Van Roren, and it goes out of bounds in the middle. That was I believe taking the hit was Macy Watton, and it goes just wide to the right side of the court of the Mystics. 10-point advantage, 17-7. Back around now is Deschamps for the Mystics with the serve. Set a nice hit out of the middle, and low ceilings and baskets caused the ball to quickly come back down on the Mystics side. And so 18-7, rotations and subs again for Dakota State. And back with the serve now. We're back on our beginning servers. That's Sydney Watton. Tip over, and again, they're seeing that fact right now. The Trojans are not doing a real good job of covering behind the double block, and the Mystics are taking advantage of that vulnerability right now. I'm confident Coach Veenhoff will adjust that. Brooklyn Sand with the serve for the Mystics, taken deep. Great effort in there by the libero, Piper Harris, but it goes into the Mystics bench. So it's 19-8. And in serving now for the Leilani Weber, she's a senior out of Rock Valley, Iowa. Nice serve. Brought up in there. Deschamps with the set, but the hit goes wide. So we're 19-20 now for Dakota State. 8 for the Mystics out of Bismarck State. And the next serve across by Weber goes long. Not many service errors by either team so far in this first set. So it's 20-9. Dakota State leads. Bismarck Mystics have the serve. And back serving is Chelsea Crom, right-handed senior middle hitter. And no doubt about that one. Set, and that was Lauren Cloth just hammering that. And not much that the Mystics could do to bring it up. So it's 21-9. Dakota State lead. Rotating around on the side out is Maddie Langrock with her serve. Up and valiant effort by the Mystics to eventually keep it in play. Langrock sets to the left side. Into the middle. All right, they covered behind the double block there. Eventually taken over by Kate Van Rooyen. And, almost a face shot in there for Piper Harris as she was the recipient of that kill. So it's 22-9. Dakota State 3 points away from capturing set number 1. Langrock's serve was a bullet. Up right-hand side, goes deep. Taken off the ceiling and double block, nicely set by the Mystics. Thomas and McAllister deny the Trojans a point and give the side out, and the point to the Mystics. So back serving now, number 11, and that is Hannah Thiel. She will also be the Mystic setter. They run a 6-2 offense. Out of that left side, nice hit by the Trojans. Double block, but a good hit. Reese Dukeshire, and that's her third kill of the set. And so it's 22-11. The Trojans have them doubled up. Thiel with the next serve, brings it across, well handled by Van Rooyen. Left side, Tuttle takes it over. Block brought back, kept in play, eventually taken off by the Mystics. And that went long, so that'll be a point for the Mystics. That was Tristan Morris out of that right side hitter, and it just missed the back corner. Ball up, set, and a little dump across quickly by Langrock. And ball down. That was an interesting play, but more importantly, the Mystics pick up their 13th point on that one. Thiel doing a nice job back there serving for the Mystics. It's back. Set, Langrock, close, gets a touch on her hit, so it's still in play. That's Tuttle hitting at the best, and Sophie picks up her third kill. The Trojans pick up their 23rd point, and so it's 23-13. Subs coming in now is Witzel and also Haley Bruflat for the Trojans. Witzel serve deep into the backcourt. Thiel with the set, taken over in there by Thomas. Langrock, little shoot set. Thiel does the right side set. Double block set in there by Cloth and Bruflat. We are at set point, 24-13, set number 1. And back with the opportunity to keep it in play and win the set is Danica Witzel. She's a freshman out of Baltic, South Dakota. Witzel's serve goes deep into the backcourt. Thiel sets to the left side. Taken down hard in there by Dushier. Free balled over by Wood. Little tap out of the middle and out by Reese Dushier. Gives the Trojans their 25th point, while the Mystics have 13. So set number 1 belongs to the Dakota State University Trojans with their 11-6 record, 7-5 in the conference. Dakota State kind of opened things up after being tied at 1 apiece, and really after trailing 1-0 and tying at 1 apiece, never did trail the rest of that set. So we're going to reset the teams, reset the court, and we're going to step aside for 60 seconds, back in 60.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison,
Welcome back
South Dakota.
to Frontier Conference College Volleyball, NAIA. We are at the Dakota State University Fieldhouse on the DSU campus, where it is the Bismarck Mystics coming to play the Dakota State University Trojans. If we take a look at some team statistics, it was Dakota State with 14 kills. The Mystic had 9. Big difference there, though. There were 8 attacking errors for Bismarck, only 3 for Dakota State. Bismarck State only hitting .028, while the Trojans are at .289. 12 assists for Dakota State, 8 for the Mystics. Each team had 1 service error, 17 digs for Dakota State, 16 for Bismarck, 3 total blocks for Dakota State, 1 total block for the Mystics. So we are about ready to get set number 2 underway. The Dakota State Trojan women's volleyball team went ahead and took that first set by a score of 25-13, and we'll see if they can continue that momentum as the match continues. We do play best out of 3 out of 5 to determine what the winner of the match will be. Teams have left their huddles. They'll come out. Second referee, Mick Stokes, will be checking the lineups to be sure that everyone correctly onto the court. And then once that occurs, whoops, we had a little mix-up there. It looked like that Probably Tristan Morris was over on the bench yet and hadn't appeared on the court. So we're set number 2. In college volleyball, they do rotate sides of the court, unlike high school where they stay on the same sides. Obviously, they also rotate servers. And so it's the Mystics with the first serve, and that's Deschamps. And there's a service error. So real quickly, Dakota State takes the lead in this second set. 1-0 substitutions. Coming in to serve now is Danica Witzel, and then that'll bring Haley Bruflat along to play that left front position. Witzel gets the signal, takes her approach, comes across, and little miscommunication pass did not make it up to the setter on there, Deschamps, so it goes down on the court. 2-0 Dakota State lead. Witzel with the next serve. Right-handed server. This time played right up to the setter. Comes back, tapped over by Brendel. Van Rooyen sets, and not a hard hit, but a very well-placed Tristan Morris picks up her third kill. Dakota State off to a 3-0 lead in this second set after winning that first set 25-13. Witzel's next serve comes across, passed up, set to the middle. Nice hit in there. Bringing that down was Chelsea Chrome, and double block set in the middle there by Morris and Cloth, and it comes down onto the Dakota State side. So serve is over. That was by Sand. Cloth eventually brings it across for the Trojans. Nice block in there. Setting that up again was Bruflat and Cloth for the point and the side out. Dakota State 4, Mystics out of Bismarck State 1. And Kate Van Rooyen moves around to the backcourt to do the serving for the Trojans. She's the one that had the nice run earlier. Nice little tip back and saved in there by the Mystics. Taken over. Oh, good job keeping it in play. Eventually brought over by Sand. Set by Langrock. Down out of the middle. Macy Watton picks up her 6th kill of this match. 5-1 Dakota State advantage. And Kate Van Rooyen stays in that backcourt serving. Back, all they have to do is a pass. Taken over, that's a free ball. And good job by Langrock to save that from coming back. That's free balled over in there by Sand. This time right up to Langrock. Left, and Morris saw an open area, but picking that up was Sand for the Mystics. Ball touched at the net. Nice kill in there by Haley Bruflat. That gives her her 4th kill, so we're 6-1. Dakota State in set number 2. Dakota State winning that first set by a 25-13 advantage. Serve comes across. Nice pass up again. This time they try the left side. Ducheur and double block by the Trojans. This, however, comes back over, and Ducheur takes it to the outside of the double block. So that picks up the side out and the point for the Mystics. And back serving is their middle hitter, Chelsea Chrome. It's over, and just a little mix-up there. Van Rooyen, Kate not able to keep it in play. So the Mystics pick up their 3rd point, while the Trojans have 6 in this second set. Continuing to serve now is Chelsea Crum. Ball across, set by Langrock on the outside, and that went out of bounds. That was Morris. Trojans are looking for a touch, but I don't think they're going to. Oh, they are going to get the touch. Okay. They did get the touch. Substitution now. Here comes Reagan Van Rooyen off the bench. She replaces Tristan Morris, and Reagan will play across the backcourt. Another nice serve. That's going to be an overpass. A frontline player's dream as Haley Bruflat picks up her 4th kill and the 7th point for the Trojans in set number 2. Reagan back with another serve, and that's going to be a service error, so it's 8 for the Dakota State, 4 now for the Mystics, and back serving for them is Hannah Thiel. As we said, they play what's called a 6-2 offense, so they always keep their 3 hitters up front, 2 setters, and Thiel commits the service error. So that gives the Dakota State Trojans their 9th point. 4 for the Mystics, and back to the back corner to serve is the freshman, Sydney Wathen out of Rapid City. Wathen to Chucks, comes across, set to that right side. Nice little tap, but saved well by Langrock. Thiel sets to the middle, and that must have been a block. Ball up, nice save by Watton in the back. Taken over in there by Tuttle. Up, Langrock sets Tuttle left side. Into the middle, tap, Van Rooyen covers well behind the double block. Langrock with a one-hander takes it deep into the backcourt. Mystics unable to handle it. Maddie Langrock picks up her 1st kill, but the Trojans pick up their 10th point, and that keeps Sydney Watton back at the service line. Sydney's serve is deep, well played. Thiel with the set. Ball brought up, nice kill out of the left side in there, and that was Duchier. She has 4 kills, 5 points on the side out for the Mystics, 10 for Dakota State, and Reese Duchier goes to the service line. Langrock sets, hit nicely out of there. Macy Watton, usually this middle hitter, has to wait and rotate to that position. She was in the right side and brought it down for the kill. 11-5 Dakota State. In serving, Leilani Weber. Weber's serve, nice serve, however played well. And out of the left side, that's McKenna Brindle. Goes for the home run, and it goes over the end line. So it's a 12-5 advantage Dakota State in this set, and Dakota State won the first set. Weber's serve, and good job by Thiel. She got it on the Dakota State side. However, it went under the net. 13-5 Dakota State score. On top, Weber's next serve is a soft one, just barely makes it. Set up, and Cloth gets it across off the Langrock set. Left side hit, and trying to recover from the block coming back was the hitter, and that was Emerson Corfell. And so we're at 14-5, set number 2, and at that particular point, Coach Kyle Keithrew decided to take a timeout, so we're going to step aside also. Back in 30.
At Madison Regional Health System, your unique needs and a positive healthcare experience matter. We are proud supporters of area sports and are here to meet the healthcare needs of our athletes and their loved ones. From routine healthcare to unfortunate sports-related injuries, our compassionate healthcare professionals are committed to providing quality healthcare close to home. We are honored to be your healthcare team and happy to help keep you in the game.
And welcome back to Frontier Conference Volleyball. It's the Dakota State University Trojans, Madison, South Dakota, hosting the Bismarck Mystics out of Bismarck, North Dakota. We are in set number 2. The Trojans won set number 1 by a 25-13 score and lead in this second set 14-5. And that was what caused Coach Kyle Keithrew to want to take a timeout. So continuing to serve after the timeout is Leilani Weber. It goes across. Nice serve, handled well. Thiel sets to the right side, and just a little miscalculation off the set for the Mystics. Looks like that might have been Deidre Wood. Goes into the net. 15 for Dakota State, 5 for the Mystics. And the signal for serve by Weber coming. Another little soft one, well played, however. Tap over, brought up quickly. Little confusion in the back, and eventually Sydney Lawton tries to hit it, but it goes into the net. So 6 for the Mystics on the side out, 15 for the Trojans. Kate Van Rooyen comes back in, and back serving for the Mystics is Piper Harris. She is the libero. Harris's serve, Langrock sets outside for Tuttle. Couple touches, but down onto the court. So that is 16 for Dakota State, 6 for the Mystics. And round back to serve again, the lefty, the setter, the senior for Dakota State, Maddie Langrock. Delivers it deep, well handled by the Mystics. They come back to the left side, taken over by Brendel. There's Cloth with a hit, and well saved in there by Harris. They come to the other side, coming to the right, and determination in Tristan Morris's face brings that kill right down along the line for a 17-6 Dakota State advantage. And Maddie Langrock back, ready to serve again for the Trojans. Oh, a little softy, just unable. Piper, the libero, Piper Harris, saw it, but just couldn't get up there quick enough to handle it. So an 18-6 Dakota State advantage. Langrock said it worked once, let's try it again. So Mystics attack on there, that was Korfeld. And left side, that was a nice hit in there again by Sophie Tuttle for the Trojans. She picks up her 5th kill. Trojans 19, Mystics out of Bismarck State 6, and Langrock's next serve is not a soft one. Thiel sets, well dug out by Watton. Set to the right side, and again, Tristan Morris, who took advantage of that good pass, wonderful set, and brings it right down along the line for a 20-6 advantage. Her 6th kill of the match. And Langrock back with the serve. Deep into the backcourt. Thiel sets, right side. Up, set this time to Tuttle. Dug up, taken in there by Harrison over. Up, Langrock coming outside to Tuttle again from that left side, but dug up well by Harris. Out of the backcourt, played well by the Mystics. And once again, Maddie Langrock, the senior out of Gallatin, Minnesota, sees the open spot on the court and just does a quick little dump set across. 21-6 is our score. We are in set number 2, and the Mystics coach Kyle Keither decides to take his second time out, so we're going to step aside also. Back in 30. And welcome back. We are in Madison, South Dakota on the Dakota State University campus here in the Fieldhouse, where it is the Bismarck Mystics coming to town and playing Dakota State University Trojans. The Mystics are 3-13 on the season, 1-10 in the conference. Dakota State 11-6 and 7-5. And Now we're having substitution issues. Not exactly sure what the issue was with the Mystics. And Langrock comes out, and in replacing her is Gabby Borison, a setter out of Tyler, Minnesota. Borison will be serving. It's 21-6. She takes a much deeper approach and delivers it across well. Brought up, eventually free balled across in there by Brendel. Set, nice assist in there. Nice touch on that ball in there by Borison. So it's 22-6, set number 2. And Gabby Borison, the sophomore out of Tyler, delivers a deep serve. Set in there by Deschamps. Ball up. Taken deep out of there by Chrome for the Mystics. Tuttle takes it deep off the arms of Shayna Roach. So 23-6. Trojans 2 points away from securing the second set win. We play best 3 out of 5. Next serve across in there by Borison. Tapped. Oh, Cloth brings it over. Tuttle. We had a pileup of former Dakota Panthers there, as it was Kate Van Rorn and also Sophie Tuttle on the floor. Point side out is the ending of it, so it's 7 for the Mystics, 23 for Dakota State. Nice pass up to Borison, to Tuttle, and overpass and up just with a hand to bring it down is Lauren Cloth, and picks up the point. So we are at set point in this second set. And back off the bench to serve now is Danica Witzel. Witzel, as we said, is that soft freshman out of Baltic. Set, nice hit, but well played by the Trojans. And that is going to be the match point off the set in there by Borison. And picking up the kill is Haley Bruflat. That's her 6th kill of this match. So Dakota State picks up the second set win by a 25-7 score after winning the first set 25-13. So we're going to step aside. We'll take a 1-minute break, and then we'll set up for our third and what could be deciding set. Back in 60.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison, South Dakota. This isn't science fiction. It's Dakota State University.
To Dakota State University, the Fieldhouse. Let's take a look at some statistics team-wise. 30 kills for Dakota State, 13 is all for the Mystics. 12 attack errors for Bismarck State, 4 attack errors for Dakota State. Hitting percentages .016, and the Trojans improved their hitting percentage in that second set, raising their percentage to .395. 25 team assists, 11 for the Mystics. Service aces, 1 for Bismarck, 4 for Dakota State. Service errors, pretty good, both teams. 3 for the Mystics, 2 for Dakota State. 34 digs 26 digs for the Mystics, 4 reception errors for the Mystics out of Bismarck State, and reception errors 1 for Dakota State. 5 total blocks, Dakota State, 1 for the Mystics. So Dakota State leads the match 2-0. They won the first set 25-13 and won that second set in a very decisive 25-7 score. Teams again have switched sides. The Mystics in their black jerseys, white numbers, black shorts, and green armbands. Seeing more and more of that with the tops that don't cover much of the arms. Dakota State in their long sleeve white jerseys with blue trim down below, black shorts, blue numbers, and back with the serve for Dakota State is Maddie Langrock. Serve is over. Set up in there by Duchamp. Kept up, nicely played for the Trojans, but just completely out of sync on that. That was Lauren Cloth who eventually put it down on the court. So the Mystics lead as they did in the first set, 1-0. And back to serve is Brooklyn Sand. Sand is a sophomore, into the middle by Cloth, but well played by the Mystics. Double block, Cloth and Morris. The pair, the freshman and the sophomore, bring it down for Dakota State point. We're tied at 1. Side out. Now Witzel comes in to serve. Our serve rotation slightly different in this set. It's going to be an overpass set by Langrock and down along that outside from that right side hit in there. And that was Morris. She picks up her 7th kill. 2-1 Dakota State advantage, third set. 2-0 set advantage for the Trojans in the match. And Witzel back at the service line. Ball is up, set, left side, nice hit. That's Reese Dukeshire, and she picks up her 5th kill. And so it is a 2-2 tie in this third set. And back with the serve now is Chelsea Chrome. She's a junior, 6'1", out of Bismarck itself. Nice pass up. And down hard, but well played. That was Morris with the attack. They come back to the other side, and that's Bruflat. No touch. So the Mystics take the lead at 3-2 in set number 3. And that keeps Chelsea Crum, the junior, at the service line. Oh, service ace. Trying to bring it up was Witzel, but her feet just didn't move the way that the ball was going. So it's a 4-2 advantage for the Mystics of Bismarck State College. And service error as it goes long. So 3 for Dakota State on the side out, 4 for the Mystics. And in to serve is the libero, Kate Van Royen. Kate sets up right middle portion, right in the middle of the court. A little slow getting the signal for serve, but she delivers a bullet. And that's going to be an overpass, and Haley Bruflat comes up high and just puts her hands up and brings it back down. Tied at 4 now. We were tied at 1, tied at 2, tied at 4. Kate's next serve comes across. Passed up out of there by Harris and eventually free balled over. Trojans take advantage of the free ball. What a set. And down, oh my goodness, Macy Watton. She picks up her 8th kill. But man, you give Dakota State a free ball. Get that good pass and set, and it is tough to stop. Van Royen's serve comes across. Back set down, well brought up by Van Royen. There's Bruflat with a hit across. Duchesne sets, but coming out of the middle, it goes long, but there was a touch by the Trojans, so that will be point and side out. They rotate through on their 6-2 offense, and that brings in the sophomore Hannah Thiel to serve. Hannah's serve, brought up by Van Roren. Set right side for Bruflat, right back to Morris off the double block. And double block set there by Emerson, Carfell, and Deidre Wood, but it goes out of bounds, so 6-5. And that is the 8th kill in there for Bruflat. Back with the serve now. We've done a little changing in here. Gabby Borson playing the setter. Gabby comes up, sets left side for Bruflat, and it goes in and hits the net, runs across the ribbon. Coach Keither there kind of says, oh, bad luck on our part. So it's 7-5. And that's Borson again with the serve, brought up. And free balled over. We'll see what the Trojans do with this free ball. Yeah, free ball Borson. And into the middle, that is Macy Watton. Picks up her 9th kill, one more, and she'll be in double figures in this match. So an 8-5 advantage, Dakota State. And at this point in time, Coach Keither also takes a timeout. So we're going to step aside back in 30.
This your place?
No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No. I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
Frontier Conference Volleyball, Dakota State and Bismarck State. We are on the Dakota State University campus in the Fieldhouse. We're in the 3rd set, Dakota State winning the first 2 sets by scores of 25-13 and 25-7. Certainly the Mystics keeping this 3rd set a little bit closer. Probably that was part of the reason that Coach Keither wanted to take a timeout, was to keep things as close as he could. Gabby Borson now in for the serve and the setting. Taken deep, Van Roren brings it up. Borson sets left side, and through a double block, picking that up is Bruflat, and the double block was by Corfell and Wood. 10 now for Bruflat on the kills, 9 for Dakota State. Ball up, just a tap over, up. Bryson sets outside again, that's Bruflat. Set by Theo, and touched by Dakota State, and doesn't matter whether it's in or out, the touch makes it nil, so that is a 9-6 advantage, set number 3 for Dakota State. Dusher with the serve for the Mystics. Little tap over, nicely played by the Mystics. And that was Riley Thompson who eventually brought it over and down. We've got some new players coming in. We're getting a little opportunity to play, which is wonderful. Sydney Watton, though, regular is back in. Sophie Tuttle back in. And we're 10-6 advantage Dakota State. Thiel sets outside. Double block that goes off of Riley Thompson. She's a freshman out of Brookings. Plays that right side position, so it's 10-7 on the side out. Dakota State still has the lead, but the libero, Piper Harris, sets up on the left side. Over to the libero, Kate Van Royen. Taken over, well played defensively. Thiel sets left side. Up, Van Royen does a back set. Taken down that time again by the Trojans. Ball up, we got Tuttle on the left side. And that one doesn't quite clear. There was enough of a block that brought it back. Ran along the top ribbon on the Dakota State side. And down 10-8 is our score in this third set. And back to serve, continuing to serve is Piper Harris. Nice set in there. Good job by the Trojans, and taking it out of the middle there was, for the Trojans, was Macy Watton. 11-8 is our score. We are in set number 3. And back serving is Lainey Weber. Thiel sets left side. Nice double block, however, handled well by the Mystics. And out of that right side, that's a nice shot by Emerson Carfell. And Carfell picks up her second kill. So 11-9 is our score. Back serving now. They've done their rotation. So this is Delaney Deschamps. She has the serve and got a back row player again violation there. So the Mystics in this third set are back to within 1. Deschamps back with the serve, ball up. Borson with the set. And nice kill. Riley Thompson, the freshman. The fans like it, the team likes it, so it's 12-10. That might even be Thompson's first varsity kill. And she gets to come out and celebrate with her teammates. Langrock in, she'll be setting and serving. Duchamp sets to the middle, quickly brought back by Cloth with the block. That's a free ball. Set outside by Langrock, blocked back. Nice job by Chrome and Roach to put it back onto the Trojan side. So we're 12-11 is our score. Back with the rotation to serve now is Brooklyn Sand. She's a sophomore out of Bismarck. Soft serve, brought up Van Rooyen. Set outside, and Sophie Tuttle picks up her 8th kill of the match. 13-11, Dakota State on top. Back serving now is Danica Witzel. We're in our third set. Dakota State winning the first 2 sets. Witzel's serve is across. DeShung sets left side. Nice hit in there by Dusher, and eventually down onto the Mystic side for a 14-11 Dakota State advantage, and that'll keep Witzel at the service line. Danica's a freshman coming out of Baltic. Plays that back row and serves. Set backside, dug up by Langrock, taken over. Hit by Dusher. And it's going to be called 4 hits. So that'll be another Dakota State point. We're at 15-11. And back with the serve again here is Witzel. Soft serve, well played. Set left side, and that goes long. Reese Ducheur had the right idea, but just wide on the left side of the Trojan court. So it's 16-11. Witzel still at the serve. And called out, but in by at least a ball or two. So it's 17-11 Dakota State. Witzel with nice placement of the serve. And timeout. We're going to have a challenge on that being in or out. So we'll take advantage of the challenge and talk a little bit about some of the upcoming events here for Dakota State, as the challenge has been issued, and they'll take time to relook at the video. DSU cross country, men's and women's cross country squad are in action tomorrow. They return to Sioux Center for the second time this season, and they're running in the Holiday Inn Express Classic. Race starts at 10 a.m. at the Dort Cross Country Race Course. Football is on their way to Dickinson. The Trojans visit them with a 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain Time at Bismarck Activities Center. If you're unable to attend the game, make sure to follow the action on DSUathletics.com or off of the Trojan Nation app. Trojan football returns home next Saturday with Rushing for the Cure. And the Trojans will be hosting Valley City, and that'll be another Frontier Conference East Division game, and that will start at 4 o'clock. So they overruled the call. It was ruled that it was out, so point goes. Rally in progress. Set to the right side, dug out, and great job. What a rally. Trying to keep up with this. Left side hit. Ball up. And Warren. Oh. And finally out of the right side. Coming up with the kill is Paige McAllister. That's only her second kill. But that gives us a 16-13 score. Mystics back serving is Crom. And nice little dump in there by Langrock. That picks up her third kill. And so it's 17-13. Dakota State leads the set. Dakota State leads the match. 2-0, and Kate Van Roren in the backcourt with the serve. Ball over. Deshun goes left side. Kept up in play. Nice job in there by Bruflat, keeping that in play. And just a nice little off-speed, well-placed hit by Paige McAllister. Her fourth kill. And so it's 17-14. And back serving now is Hannah Thiel. She's from New Salem, North Dakota. Delivers the serve up to Langrock. Right side, hit in there by Bruflat, but well played by the Mystics. Back again, right side hit, and that's Morris. Coming to the backside. Hit over in there by Carfell. Another good rally going here. And double block. Double hit finally called on there, so that will be a Trojan point. I think off of the net, same person hit the ball twice. So we're rotating setters here. We're doing a little bit of the same 6-2, and so that's Gabby Morrison with the serve. Gabby comes up. Trojans keep it in play. Eventually freed over by Macy Watton. Nice dig up by Kate Van Roren. Morrison sets, but no touch. Goes long. That was Brufeld out of the left side, and it goes long, so that'll be a Mystics point. 18-15. Back serving now is Reese Ducheur. Ball up. Morrison sets left side. And no doubt about that one for Haley Bruflat. She picks up her 11th kill, and that is 19 for the Trojans, 15 for the Mystics out of Bismarck State, and brings in Sydney Watton to play the back row and to serve. And that goes long, almost brazed in the backcourt there, Reese Ducheur, but it did not, so it goes out of bounds, point side out. 19-16 Dakota State advantage. Serve over by Harris, up, out of the middle. Nice high set, down, good elevation. Macy Watton, 11th kill. 20 for the Trojans, 16 for the Mystics, and in to serve is Leilani Weber. Weber is a senior out of Rock Valley, Iowa. Set, and nice set, and good middle hit by Chelsea Crome, 6'1" junior out of Bismarck. So it is 20 for Dakota State, 17 for the Mystics out of Bismarck State. And back serving now is Delaney Deschamps. She's their setter now. Set Borison, taking good hit across in there by Thompson. Oh, coming straight down the line. Paige McAllister, junior out of Fargo, picks up the fifth kill for her. 18th point for the Mystics. Serve across again by the Mystics. Ball up. Borson sets, and free ball back over. We'll see what the Trojans do with the free ball. Borson sets it close, and takes it off the double block and out of bounds. 21-18. Trojans doing a great job of converting on those free balls. They take the pass, they take the hit, and so it's 21-18. Served by Langrock. Deschamps with the set. Langrock sets to close. Ball outside. Double block back. Hard hit. What a block set up. Tristan Morris brings that back, giving you an idea of the intensity of the hit. It went all the way to the back. Substitution now, McKenna Brindle in for the Mystics. We're at 22-18 in this third set. Next serve by Langrock. Set to the middle. And nice hard hit. Good set in there by Deschamps, and a great hit for the Mystics in there by Chelsea Crom. So 22-19 is her score. We're set number 3. Dakota State leads 2-0. Serve across by Sand. Set and kill. Tristan Morris picks up her 9th kill of the match. And it's 23 for your Trojans, 19 for the Mystics of Bismarck State. And in to serve is Danica Wetzel. Danica's serve comes across. Set to the middle, and the Mystics are certainly not done. Great set by Deschamps, and down hard is Chelsea Crom. So we're at 23 for the Trojans, 20 for the Mystics. And serve is over, set outside. That's Bruflat. The double block was there by Brindle and Wood, and it goes out of bounds. So 24-20. Back serving is Kate Van Roren. We are at set match point. Substitution. Coming back in now is Paige McAllister. Brindle taking the seat. Here comes Van Royen. The fans up and doing the clap. Set to the left side. Well played. Back set and down, and Tristan Morris picks up set point, match point, and it is another sweep by your Dakota State Trojans tonight against the Bismarck Mystics. Scores in the sets, 25-13, 25-7, and a 25-20 third set. So on the season, the win raises the Trojans to 12-6 on the season. Their conference record raises to 8-5. If we take a look at the Mystics, they go 3 wins, 14 losses, and are now 1-11 in the conference. So a great match for Dakota State, a good opportunity for Coach Amy Wienhoff to bring some other people pull in and give them an opportunity to play. Very, very nice crowd here tonight for both Dakota State, but Bismarck State has brought a large number of folks also. So again, it is a Dakota State win tonight against the Mystics out of Bismarck, North Dakota. And so we're going to take a 1-minute timeout, and then we'll be back to recap things statistically and set up tomorrow's action against Dickinson State. So back in 1 minute.
This your place?
No. I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No. I just had a bite.
You want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there. Mom!
He really needs to get a place of his own.
And welcome back, Frontier Conference Volleyball from the campus of Dakota State University in Madison, South Dakota. We are at the Fieldhouse. It was a match tonight between the Bismarck Mystics and your Dakota State Trojans. So resetting some things for coming up, Bismarck then travels down to Bellevue tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, they will play Bismarck against Dickinson. And then on the 17th, they will play against Montana Western in Bismarck. And the 18th, they play Montana Tech. Next action, Dakota State will be home tomorrow going against Dickinson. That is a 1 p.m. first serve. And then after that, the Trojans venture out for a little over, or close to a week's time out in the state of Montana, where on the 19th they'll be at Rocky Mountain in Billings, Montana. On the 20th, they are in Helena, Montana, facing number 1 in the conference, Carroll. The 22nd, they're at Montana Tech in Butte. And the 23rd, they are at Montana Western in Dillon, Montana. So lots of volleyball. Like I said, we've just gotten underway in our second half of this Frontier Conference season. We'll take a look at team statistics here as we bring that up on the computer. Team statistic-wise, 108 attacks, 100 for Dakota State, 101 for Bismarck, 48 kills for Dakota State, 25 for the Bismarck Mystics. Hitting errors, 9 for Dakota State, 16 for Bismarck. Hitting percentage, Bismarck never did get above 1. They finished the match at .089. And the Trojans, as we talked about, taking advantage of those free balls over and being able to run their offense, end up hitting at a .361. Assist, 41 for Dakota State, 21 for the Mystics, 4 aces for Dakota State, 2 for Bismarck State. Each team had 4 service errors, 52 digs for Dakota State, 42 digs for the Mystics. Blocks, 7 for Dakota State, 3 for the Mystics. Block assists, 14 Dakota State, and 6 for the Mystics. If we take a look at some leading things for the match, in terms of kills, they had Reese Duchier and Chelsea Kroom each had 6. Paige McAllister had 5 on there. If we drop down to Dakota State, they were led by Haley Bruflat with 12. Macy Watton had 11. Tristan Morris 10, and Sophie Tuttle was held to only 8 tonight. Maddie Langrock ended up with 3. Lauren Cloth had 3. And as we talked about the freshman out of Brookings, Riley Thompson came in and did well with picking up the 1 kill for her tonight. If we take a look at in the setting department, Maddie Langrock picks up another 27 assists, and Kate Van Roren, coming in off the bench, picked up 2 assists there. So statistically, not only was it a Dakota State win, but set-wise, it was 25-13, 25-7, and 19-22. Next broadcast will be tomorrow afternoon. The live stream will be back with the match with Dickinson for a 1 p.m. First serve. And don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock Central Time, there will also be Dakota State football. We want to take this opportunity to thank our technical crew, and we also want to thank our sponsors who make this live stream possible. Also would like to thank the Dakota State University Athletic Department, and especially the women's volleyball program, for being able to bring to you this evening this Frontier Conference volleyball match. My name is Tom Farrell, and I'm wishing you a very enjoyable and good evening, and want to thank you one more time for joining us from the Dakota State University campus, and wishing you a good night.
At Dakota State University, we are rising. Rising to shape the future by solving the most critical challenges across technology, security, and sustainability for the betterment of humanity. Rising to meet critical workforce needs with cyber-savvy graduates who never stop learning. Rising to master the technologies of tomorrow in computer science, cybersecurity, data science, artificial intelligence, and quantum computing. Rising to lead the way as a nationally renowned STEM university, shaping a more advanced and secure future for all.
This is the DS Universe, a place where your world is what you make it, where your next chapter is written by you, and tomorrow is reinvented today. Welcome to the cutting edge of tech-powered, student-focused higher education. All here in Madison, South Dakota. This isn't science fiction. It's Dakota State University.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Generations of ag producers have relied on our homegrown lending experts to help them grow and transition. With flexible solutions and local decision-making, you can count on First Premier Bank to meet you where you are, in life or in the field. That's how we've grown into one of the nation's strongest community banks. First Premier, member FDIC.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family-owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost. It pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today. Or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
First Premier Bank has deep roots in South Dakota. Our ag bankers are homegrown experts committed to helping you find the right financial solution for your operation. With extensive experience in the industry, First Premier offers flexible options and local decisions designed to help you today and for generations to come. Find a First Premier Ag Banker nearest you at firstpremier.com/ag. First Premier Bank, investing in your growth. Member FDIC.
This your place?
No, I live with my mom.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you hungry?
No, I just had a bite.
Do you want a corn dog or something like that? Mom! Corn dogs!
I'm good.
Mom! Corn dogs! You never know what she's doing in there.
He really needs to get a place of his own.